Hello, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining. My name is Marcus. I'm part of the customer success management team here at Sendible. And welcome to this week's deep dive, where we're going to focus on a couple of our newest releases, which is the ability to publish Facebook Reels and YouTube Shorts. Okay, so short videos filmed in a vertical, like on a sort of mobile phone. So we're going to take a look at those. So for those that have been here and that haven't been here, we do have a chat box in the bottom right hand side. So if I just say hi in here, please say hello, let us know where you're from. And next to the chat box, there's a questions tab. So if you have any questions about Facebook Reels, YouTube Shorts, please let us know in the questions tab. And my colleague Julie will join us at halftime, and she will answer your questions live for us. Right, now, for those that do join us on a weekly basis, you know we like to do a little icebreaker before we get started. So today's icebreaker, as we have our first team gathering next week, my team members from America and South Africa are all going to be traveling to London. And they have asked me to ask you, when you're traveling, what is the one item you always forget to pack? So with me, my one item is either my plug adapter. And so I bring all my electronics, but I can never plug them in and get into the wall. And I often forget a towel, which is always a bit rough. And I forget my toiletries. I think I need someone else to really start packing for me. So in the chat box, let me know what the one item is that you always forget to pack. And let's see if there's anything funny off the back of that. And while you get your answers in, I will share my screen and then we can begin today's session. Julie forgets her socks to wear to bed. Julie, do not forget your socks next week because London is going to be pretty cold. So I recommend you bring extra pairs. Lindsay doesn't normally forget things. Lindsay, I need you to do my packing in future. PJs, I never pack my pajamas. I just never pack my pajamas. I won't say anything more. Okay, let me share my screen over here and keep those answers coming in. Some really good ones. And you should all now be able to see my calendar. Okay, so Reels. We did a session on Reels for Instagram not too long ago. And the good news is that Facebook is going to be pretty similar. So let's start with Facebook as it's the newest feature. And so what we'd want to do is hit the compose box. And you will see I've got a Facebook page pre-selected for me, which is great. You could add more Facebook pages accessible from your list. And then we'll add some text here. So I'll just go and grab some sample text here because it's really the video that we really want to know. So I've got some text shown here. And now we want to attach our media. Okay, so we could either go here and drag and drop our videos, let those videos process. But for the purpose of time, I've done a bit of prep. I've actually saved 2 reels in a content library. So I'm just going to reference those by clicking the book icon here, going over to content, filtering by a specific library, and then I've got my 2 reels, a flashing lights reel and a skating reel. So I'll go and insert my flashing lights reel, and that you can see the format is in a vertical, which is great. With reels, you do need to meet some aspect ratio and bitrate requirements. If there was ever an issue, you would have a warning shown on your Facebook to say if anything needs to be addressed. In this case, I don't have any issues, but if we have time, I can show you an example of something that would potentially fail. Now, remember, when you're uploading videos to Facebook and different social media channels, you do have this pencil icon, which will allow you to add a video title, okay, and choose a thumbnail. So I'll actually stay away from sort of the black intro frames, and I'll go for like an orange if I can. Yeah, that looks good. And then I'll just add my video title, and we'll be able to see how this is displayed across the different channels, whether it's YouTube, Facebook, etc. So at this stage, we can save our reel. This will just update the thumbnail. And then we can go ahead and either schedule your post. So if you, oh, great point. So now I've got my vertical video. As I scroll down, we have the question, post video as. So I could just post this as a video. Okay, that would then show on my Facebook page as a normal video and be part of my video folder. Okay, but we've introduced the option to add this to my Facebook as a reel. Now, reels have to be shared as public, so it's also a good idea to sort of add hashtags and make your reel discoverable, so it's shown to the correct audience. Right, now from here, we can decide to either schedule or queue our reel. I'm not going to, I'm just going to publish my reel straight away. So I've got my sample text, my video, my thumbnail, and I'm going to publish. Okay, so that will take a second or two. So let's now head over to Facebook and look how we can discover our reels. Okay, so first things first, let me switch into my personal Facebook so I can show you really how to get to your reels. So this is my personal Facebook. It's not a business page or anything like that. So the first thing I want to do is head over to Mr. Dubs, which was the Facebook profile that I published it to. Okay, and now it's going to me to gaming. We just want the page, Mr. Dubs. So this is the page here, and we can see it's probably still publishing. This is an hour ago, so I may just have to be a little bit more patient here for that reel to appear. Okay. While that's happening, another thing that you may want to do is switch into the page that you're managing. So right now I'm still in Marcus, but because this is a new page experience, I can switch into Mr. Dubs over here by you taking the action. And my video is here. I'm just waiting for it to show as a reel. So bear with me, we should say objectively. So let's just give it a second again. There we go. Okay, excellent. So you can see this has now pulled through. It's given me the copy that I used in the compose box, which is great. And if I open it, you can see it's showing under reels now. It does have a bit of a long intro. We can thank Filmora for this, but this will then load into the flashing lights. Unfortunately, with reels, there's no way to fast forward or rewind, but you can see it got there eventually. Okay, so that is how you can access and publish your reels to Facebook, and then you just sort of scroll through and you start to see all of the other weird and wonderful reels on facebook.com. Okay, fantastic. Right, now to access your sort of reels, you do need to be in your page, and then you can hit your menu and oops, no, not there. Go back to facebook.com and you'll have a reels option. But this is only appearing for me as I'm in that account, like as a Facebook page. As soon as I switch into my personal profile again, for me personally, that just defaults to stories. So it's only when I'm actually viewing the home page as a Facebook page. So Mr. Dubs, Point MMA, Hair Force One, etc., do I have access to reels? Okay, excellent. Any questions about that, please get them added to the questions tab and we'll do our best to address those as we proceed. So the other part of our new releases was Facebook Shorts. So I don't know if we have any sort of heavy Facebook users out here, but I'm sure you're all aware most social platforms are moving towards this like TikTok world with short form videos. So let's get something published for Facebook, YouTube Shorts, sorry. So once again, we'll hit the compose box. We don't want Mr. Dubs anymore, but we'll do both. We'll do one to Mr. Dubs and one to my YouTube page, MyTube. So once again, let me just generate some copy. Excellent. And then I'm going to go back into my library and I'll use the other reel that I had saved. So we used flashing lights, we'll use the skating reel now. Okay, so that is being processed. Once again, I can go in and edit the settings if I want. So in this case, we will add our video title here. So we say a video reel for Facebook and short for YouTube. Okay, so we have the title here. Now, YouTube specifically does offer the ability for tags and categories. Okay, so if you need to tag your video, you can. Thumbnails are not supported by YouTube, just Facebook and Instagram only. So we can save this here. And perfect. Now, best practice would be to include the hashtag shorts for YouTube. So what I can do is go into the YouTube tab here and I can make an edit and just add hashtag shorts. Now this would work with or without the hashtag. It's just something that YouTube like to see. So from here, I can now publish this reel on Facebook and YouTube. Okay, we'll send that over. So as we know, it's going to take maybe a minute or two to get onto the front end. I think Julie has also added to the chat a link to one of our articles on what those guidelines are. So if you are running into issues regarding bit rate or aspect ratio, that article that Julie has added is definitely going to be helpful. So please check it out if not already. Okay, so let's go to Facebook and switch back into Mr. Dubs. And then we want to go to Mr. Dubs' page. Excellent. So let's see what we have now. So it's not reached here yet. So we'll check YouTube and then come back to Facebook. Let's see if YouTube is a bit quicker. This is a test from earlier. So let's just go to home here. And then what we'd want to do is go and view my channel. And then you can see it's here. So my video reel for Facebook and shorts for YouTube. So that's showing in my shorts menu, which is great. So if I go straight here, it displays. And then we've got my video title, which is shown here, versus the copy that I added, which will be shown in the description, including the hashtag. Okay, so just where you know where the copy is. So it's actually really good to use the video title for YouTube shorts. Kind of shows right at the bottom of the video. That's kind of what most people would see. And then for the more detailed information, you can add that into the description. Okay, with that being said, I'm sure Facebook would now have that content. So let's just do a refresh and find out. I think that's the one, isn't it? Yeah, so this is the one. So we've got our video here. Reels have a 30-second limit, so that's absolutely great here. And you can see we've got our copy here. And if we expand, we have excellent. So we've got our title and our copy. It's very similar to how it was shown on YouTube. Any questions there? There is a couple of questions actually. Before I invite Julie, I'll just show you what you may see if you do run into an issue. And I did notice I did something wrong here. I wonder if anyone has spotted what I did wrong. It doesn't say reels here at the top, does it? So what this has done is actually added this video rather than as a reel like this one. This has added the video to my video library. So if I was to look at my video library, that's just going to be shown just here. Okay, now the reason that happened is because I rushed what I was doing and I did not select it as a reel. Okay, so that's something really important, and as you can see, I overlooked it. Okay, so what I should have done is added my video, scrolled down while in Facebook, and selected reel. If you keep it as a post, it will just post as a normal video post and not included as a reel. Okay, so I hope that helps. Okay, so as promised, let me remove this. Actually, we'll start the process again. So as I was testing earlier, I did notice that one of my files that I was using was causing me an issue. So if I drag and drop something here, this will process, take a couple of seconds. Please note, while it processes, everything else is grayed out. Okay, so we don't want you to publish unprocessed media. Okay, so that's fantastic. Now, if I go into Facebook and I switch this to a reel, I get a warning letting me know about my aspect ratio. Okay, so we do need to have it 9:16 in order for it to qualify. And this is an example of a video that doesn't meet those requirements. Okay, excellent. So please format your video beforehand in terms of aspect ratio and bitrate. Then you can get that uploaded to the system or saved into a content library like what I've done over here with my 2 videos. Well, my 1 video now. Okay. Okay, excellent. Let me stop sharing and I'm going to invite Julie into the room. And I think we have had a few questions, which is good to see. So Julie, feel free to join me. Ah, good. There you go.
Yep, we did have some questions about the lengths, and the the answer is it depends. I was just verifying that
How
Instagram
long?
actually duration of 90 seconds maximum and 3 seconds minimum. There's actually a minimum length too, and I
Yeah.
believe Facebook is for their reels it's 60 seconds maximum. So so the information I put in the chat there is incorrect. So it's either 60 or 90. YouTube
See, I
short
found
30.
the
I think.
same information as you, Julie. When I did my
Yeah.
research for Facebook Reels specifically, I found it to be between 3 and 30 seconds. So it looks like we've read the same article based on the answer you've added to the chat there, Julie.
We had a question about stories, in Facebook stories and Instagram stories too, I imagine.
Yeah.
And no, and in order to create massive confusion, Meta has introduced both Reels and Stories on their platforms, and they're a lot alike, but they're not. Um, Basically, I believe Stories are ephemeral; they only last for 24 hours, whereas Reels are permanent, and stories are not available through the API. So we do not have the ability. Meta has not made that available for people, third-party services like us, to be able to post that.
Yeah. And then Tay asked the question, can you also go ahead and publish to Instagram at the same time as you're sending to Facebook and YouTube? Now, I mean, there's nothing stopping you from selecting Instagram in the tab. So if I just bring up my screen again, and I think you've Facebook and yeah, you've basically answered that, Julie. The reason we're not showing off Instagram is because we ran an Instagram session a few weeks ago for Reels. But if you do select excellent, Mr. Dub's Instagram profile, then you can go ahead and let's so press the wrong button. If I go and attach that flashing lights one from my content library, then this should go throughout. But what I'd want to do is to go in each tab, mark it as a reel, very easy to forget. Same with Instagram, it has the same options. When you are in a reel, you can decide to not include it as a post. Otherwise, it would be shown across both tabs. And then YouTube, as long as the format is correct, and it, as I said, it does like to have the hashtag shorts here. Oops. Then that should work across all 3. Okay, so we can get this published. and then that would be shown across all 3 channels. As you can see, it's sort of shown as scheduled here while it's processing and getting it sent out. And then maybe I can show you an example on Instagram. Oh, yeah, here I am. Let's get on to, excuse me. Okay. In a minute, those flashing lights would appear as a reel. Okay, it's not this one. This was an hour ago, but we'll see another one appear here in just a second. Okay, the same with Mr. Dubs' page. Okay, there's a few more things in the chat, Julie. Anything for us to action while I wait to load?
Question came up about YouTube Shorts. It's not addressed in that article because basically any YouTube video that's under 30 seconds is going to get funneled into the YouTube Shorts area. So basically the YouTube video guidelines would apply except for the time length. And I will verify what that time length is and get that added to the article. So thank you for that shout out, Hope. I will say one thing that we have changed recently when Facebook Reels were very first introduced. Facebook hadn't updated their documentation and had indicated that the bitrate needed to be under 5 megabytes in order to post. As it turns out, the bitrates actually needs to be under 25 megabytes, and so they have updated that, and we have also updated our requirements. So most videos that you attempt to publish at this point should be within that bitrate allowance that they require for Facebook Reels.
Awesome. Just waiting for this to load, but you can see this went across Facebook, Instagram. In Instagram, it didn't show in my post because I said reel only. So that's fantastic. And YouTube, if I go back into my shorts, you will see it here. Okay, and that should just be #shorts in the description. Fantastic. Awesome. I hope that answers your question there. And just checking the chat to see if there's any more. Julie, I think you've been all over it, which is great. That link you sent doesn't. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I will say that these are new features that these platforms have put. Instagram Reels have been around for a while. They're established. YouTube Shorts and Facebook Reels are fairly new, and I would expect changes. I mean, if there's now 3 constants in the world, death, taxes, and Facebook is going to make changes. So
yeah, and I think even YouTube Stories is a thing. As of yesterday, I clicked a YouTube handle, and rather it taking me to the channel, it loaded me like temporary story status updates, which is like Shorts but temporary. So it's like Facebook Stories. So yeah, every day things change. We're just doing our best to keep on top of it and see what we can then implement into your dashboard. So I hope you found it useful, and I can't wait to see the fun shorts and reels that you create. Just wanted to highlight, because I did have a question earlier about reels, and when you upload a reel natively, you have music options and ways to add filters. I just want to let you know that we don't yet have those capabilities, so no options to add music, add sort of cool filters. So please bear that in mind, and when you upload to your channels, it's going to include the audio that was in the raw video. So bear that in mind, just in case you run into any sort of copyright issues down the line. I think there was one more question that came in, Julie.
Yeah, and honestly, I don't know the answer.
Is there a way to create a reel on Instagram, then save it, then reschedule?
Do we bring those over? I don't know. I would have to follow up with you on that one, Laura.
Let's take a look. So I've just published a reel on Instagram.
Directly on Instagram?
Is there a way to create a reel on Instagram, then save it and reschedule? I'm assuming you're talking about within your dashboard. So anything that you send will be under sent items. So these are all of the reels that I've been sending today.
We're not seeing your screen.
Oh, you can't see my screen. Thank you, Julie. That's embarrassing. Okay, great. So just to let you know, I've gone into my sent items. So under publish, you can view your sent items. So these are all of the reels that I've been sending today across the different channels. So if you wanted to say, well, these are basically saved as a sent item, and then you can reschedule. You can hit the repost over here and have this to go out to any other channel that you've got access to, and then you can schedule this reel to go out at a future date. Okay, and then you can schedule. So that's December 14th. So if I now go into my December calendar, it's that same reel has been scheduled to go out again. So I hope that answers your question, Laura. I assume you was asking from a Sendible point of view rather than a native point of view. Excellent. Any other questions, guys? Is this a feature you have been using? Can you see yourself using it in the future? Hopefully by having features on Facebook and YouTube. I know we don't have our integration with TikTok yet, but at least we can start to get that type of content published out. And then when we do have TikTok integration, we can simply start to share on that platform as well. All right, excellent. Well, 3 minutes to go. I don't think there's any more questions. Like I said, I hope you found this useful. There will not be a webinar next week due to a team event that we have. So please check your resource center for your announcements. We'll have 2 sessions in December, and they've not been added yet. So keep your eye on here. They will be added. Oh no, sorry, where are we? November. So you've got this one today, and then the 17th. Okay, so we don't have one next week, and we don't have one at the end of November to give the guys that celebrate Thanksgiving time to spend time with their friends and their family. So catch us again on November 17th. It will be Sendible dashboard training. So we'll cover a wide range of options, and look forward to seeing you all there. All right. Well, thank you so much. Oh, is there questions? Will you eventually try to add music options on Sendible? I know it's not there yet. This is something that has been raised because, you know, it's all the range. What I would recommend for everyone, if this is something you'd like to see, is to let us know via ideas.sendible.com. I'm just going to add this link to the chat. Okay, and simply press the button on the top right hand side, submit idea, and just let us know, you know, you want to be able to manage your music inside of your thoughts, etc. Okay, you will also get to see things that we're working on, and then you can let us know how crucial these ideas are to you. So just click on one of the tiles, let us know if TikTok is critical, important, nice to have, and then you can sort of leave us comments as well. That just helps us shape the roadmap and get the features out there that are more important to you. So you can see things that we've got planned and what's under consideration. But please, if you don't see what you're looking for, submit a new idea and my product team will be notified. Okay, I'm just going to hit the questions tab one more time. I think that was it. I hope that helps, Ryan. And Julie, thank you for providing that link as well. All right, excellent. Well, guys, have a great day. Enjoy your weekends, and we will see you November 17th. Thank you. Bye now.